The NCIS franchise has been a fan favorite for over 2 decades, and with the debut of NCIS Origins, the excitement has only grown. This prequel series dives deep into the early career of Larry Jethro Gibbs, giving fans a chance to explore his formative years in the Naval Criminal Investigative Service. One of the most intriguing aspects of the show is its filming locations, as the series aims to capture the essence of 1990s Washington, D.C., and other key locations from Gibbs' past. But where was NCIS Origins actually filmed? Was it shot on location in the nation's capital, or did the production team take creative liberties with stand-in cities? Let's take a deep dive into the filming locations of the highly anticipated NCIS prequel. Primary filming locations for NCIS Origins. Although NCIS Origins is set in Washington, D.C., much of the show was actually filmed in other locations. To balance authenticity with production costs, the team utilized a combination of real-life settings, soundstage work, and cleverly disguised locations to bring the story of young Gibbs to life. Atlanta, Georgia, the production hub. One of the biggest surprises about NCIS Origins is that it was primarily filmed in Atlanta, Georgia, while the main NCIS series has historically used Los Angeles as a stand-in for D.C. Origins opted for Atlanta due to its tax incentives and diverse landscapes. Why Atlanta? Georgia offers a lucrative film tax credit that attracts many major TV productions. The city has diverse architecture, making it easy to replicate the look of Washington, D.C. It provides controlled filming environments, which help in recreating the 1990s setting. Notable Atlanta filming locations. Downtown Atlanta. Several street scenes meant to depict Washington, D.C. were actually filmed in downtown Atlanta, where certain buildings and landmarks were modified with CGI to resemble government offices. Georgia State Capitol. Some exterior shots of supposed D.C. government buildings were filmed at the Georgia State Capitol, which has similar architecture to federal buildings. Peachtree Center. This area was used to stand in for various D.C. office buildings, including the early headquarters of NCIS. Washington, D.C., establishing shots and key scenes. Despite most of the filming taking place in Atlanta, NCIS Origins did capture some real footage in Washington, D.C. This was essential for establishing an authentic setting for Gibbs' early career. Key D.C. locations used: the Pentagon. While actual filming inside the Pentagon is restricted, the crew filmed exterior establishing shots to maintain authenticity. The Lincoln Memorial and National Mall. Several walking and talking scenes featuring young Gibbs and his mentor, Mike Franks, were filmed in and around the National Mall. Georgetown. The historic neighborhood of Georgetown was used for bar scenes, particularly when Gibbs is seen frequenting a local pub after long days at NCIS. Charleston, South Carolina, naval base scenes. Because Gibbs' early career is closely tied to the U.S. Navy, NCIS Origins needed to film at realistic military locations. The production team turned to Charleston, South Carolina, which has a strong naval presence. Charleston locations used: Naval Weapons Station Charleston. This facility doubled as the Naval Investigative Service, NIS, headquarters in the show's early episodes. The U.S. Yorktown, Patriots Point. Used for ship-based scenes, the U.S. Yorktown provided an authentic backdrop for Gibbs' early cases. Wilmington, North Carolina. Gibbs' hometown scenes. Since NCIS Origins explores Gibbs' backstory, the show takes viewers to his hometown of Stillwater, Pennsylvania. However, the real filming took place in Wilmington, North Carolina. Why Wilmington? The area has quaint, small-town vibes that resemble Gibbs' fictional hometown. Its historic buildings match the aesthetic of a Pennsylvania mining town. North Carolina offers film incentives, making it an attractive location. Wilmington filming highlights: downtown Wilmington, used to represent Stillwater's main streets and shops. Local bars and diner sets. Gibbs' father's store and the town diner were filmed at repurposed locations in Wilmington. Greenfield Lake Park. This scenic area was used for flashback scenes of young Gibbs with his father. Soundstage and studio work. In addition to on-location shooting, NCIS Origins relied heavily on soundstage filming to recreate certain environments. Where were the interior scenes filmed? Trillet Studios, Atlanta, GA. Many of the key office interiors, including the early NCIS headquarters, were built on soundstages here. EUA/Screen Gems Studios, Wilmington, NC. Some of the home and bar interiors were filmed here to capture the nostalgic feel of the 1990s. How the production team created a 1990s look. Since NCIS Origins is a period piece set in the early to mid-1990s, the crew had to take extra steps to ensure historical accuracy.